Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Today we will continue Thirst, which is an extract from Mohammad Asad's book, Road to Mecca. When I slide down from the saddle, I'm entirely exhausted. I do not even bother to hobble the camel's legs, and indeed the beast is too tired to think of running away. I weep, but no tears come from my dry, swollen eyes. How long it is since I have wept! But then, is not everything long past? Everything is past, and there is no present. There is only thirst, and heat, and torment. I've been without water for nearly 3 days now, and it is 5 days since my dromedary has had its last drink. It could probably carry on like this for 1 day more, perhaps 2, but I cannot, I know it, last that long. Perhaps I shall go mad before I die, for the pain in my body is ensnarled with a dread in my mind, and the one makes the other grow, searing and whispering and tearing. So when Mohammad Asad dismounts his camel, he is extremely tired. He is so tired that he doesn't even tie his camel's legs so that the camel does not run away. And his whole body is dry, and his eyes are swollen, his throat is dry. And he is ensnarled with fear and thirst and pain. And all of these difficulties are growing, and there is extreme heat around him, and there are strange whisperings that come from within, and everything is torturing and really hard to bear. I want to rest, but at the same time I know that if I rest now, I shall never be able to get up again. I'll drag myself into the saddle and force the dromedary with beating and kicking to get up, and almost fall from the saddle when the animal lurches forward while rising on its hind legs, and again when it lurches backward, straightening its forelegs. We begin to move slowly, painfully, due west. What a mockery! What does due west amount to in this deceptive, undulating sea of sandhills? But I want to live, and so we go on. So although he makes his dromedary get up, and he's trying to move towards the west, but he feels that in this misleading dunes and valleys of sand, it doesn't make any difference in which direction you are going. It's all the same in every direction. But he still continues because he wants to live. We plod with the rest of our strength through the night. It must be morning when I fall from the saddle. I do not fall hard. The sand is soft and embracing. The camel stands still for a while, then slides down with a sigh on its knees, then on its hind legs, and lies crouched by my side with its neck stretched on the sand. So both of them are extremely tired, and they were trying to continue with quite a lot of difficulty. And finally, Mohammad Asad falls down from the camel on the sand, which is soft and embracing, and the camel also then falls down and stretches its neck on the sand. I lie on the sand in the narrow shadow of the dromedary's body, wrapped in my abaya against the heat outside me and the pain and thirst and dread within me. I cannot think anymore. I cannot close my eyes. Every movement of the lid is like hot metal on the eyeballs. Thirst and heat, thirst and crushing silence, a dry silence that swathes you in its shroud of loneliness and despair, and makes the singing of blood in your ears and the camel's occasional sigh stand out threateningly, as though these were the last sounds on earth, and you too, the man and the beast, the last living beings, doomed beings on earth. So now he is so extremely tired that he is in despair and he feels that he is going to die. And the camel and the man, that is Muhammad Asad, both are ill-fated. And there is dryness and silence all around him. High above us in the swimming heat, a vulture circles slowly, without ever stopping, a pinpoint against the hard paleness of the sky, free and above all horizons. So their condition is so bad that even the vulture senses that they are going to die, and it can feast on their flesh. My throat is swollen, constricted, and every breath makes 1,000 torturing needles at the base of my tongue, that big, big tongue, which should not move but cannot stop moving in pain, backward, forward, like a rasp against the dry cavity of my mouth. All my insides are hot and intertwined in one unceasing grip of agony. For seconds, the steely sky becomes black to my wide open eyes. My hand moves as if of its own and strikes against the hard butt of the carbine slung on the saddle peg. Carbine is a light automatic rifle. And the hand stands still, and with sudden clarity the mind sees the 5 good shells in the magazine and the quick end that a pressure on the trigger could bring. Something in me whispers, move quickly, get the carbine before you are unable to move again. When he sees the sky blacking out, which shows that he is almost fainting, his hand moves and touches the carbine which is hanging from the saddle. And he thinks that if he presses the trigger, he will kill himself, and this would be a faster and less painful death than bearing all the torture and bearing all the thirst and then dying. And then I feel my lips move and shape toneless words that come from some dark recesses of my mind. We shall try you, most certainly try you. And the blurred words slowly assume shape and fall into pattern, a verse from the Quran. We shall most certainly try you with fear and hunger and with a lack of possessions and labor's fruits. But give the good tidings to those who remain steadfast, and when calamity befalls them, say, behold, to God we belong, and unto Him do we return. So when he is about to kill himself, he remembers an ayah from the Quran. And this is the ayah